coming at you raw and unscripted as always. So, this is basically going to be a cryptid rant, a philosophical rant, and a buck wild, as always, rant. So, this is funny. It's comical. But these are some thoughts on cryptids. So, us as people, it's funny because you ever wonder, why is it that a person can be so deceptive and a person can, put a facade on, simply adorn themselves with, clothing, things that denote status, financial status. They'll put things on, we'll put things on, for instance, someone will wear a nice fancy suit to make it seem as if they have more money than they have, more power than they have, stuff like that. But, sometimes I wonder, and I think it's when you look at it from a perspective of when you hear of encounters with cryptids, how a cryptid creature, such as the Dogman, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call it, a cryptid, literally at the base of anything, the whole concept of it, running around nude with no shame, haphazardly, on straight up necessity, running around nude, and without shame, without any, any care for preconceived notions, just freely, like an animal. So, it's funny how, us as human beings, because we're so coddled and so evolved and so trained and everything, and, we're so evolved, which honestly is for sometimes good reason, obviously. It's funny how a cryptid, for instance, doesn't necessarily have to go through those means, nor really has the means, most likely, to adorn itself in clothing and things like that. And what I'm really trying to say is they come at you, as they are, and that's without deception, right? Now I feel this may be a weird rant, and someone will say, "Oh, what are you even talking about? You're buzzed. You're talking. You sound like you're talking out of your ass." Well, obviously that's some people's opinion, but what I'm saying is basically a cryptid is what it is, and a cryptid does what it does. So when we stumble across it, and this is a cryptid rant, this is obviously a cryptid rant, so it's going to be what it is. We stumble across them in their environment. We stumble across them because we walked in on what just was and what was going on. And from that point, see, the thing about them is they actually they haven't taken the precautions to present like this, like, relatable, fashionable, flashy facade of anything, because they don't have the need for that. They're like, oh shit, a human saw me. I'm a straight up animal. Uh-oh. You know, what's gonna happen from here? You know, I know what history has taught me, blah blah blah, yada yada. Things have been passed down, yada yada. I understand what this is. Oh shit. But see, the funny thing is about that whole thing is, we as humans do the same thing. Like, we present ourselves in a way that is authentic, normal, just minding our own business. And even a person can be caught with the same, like, surprise, whatever, but at the end of the day, the truth of the matter really is that we're just interacting on this plane of existence, and we're just about our business, and conflict is inevitable, right? Because we live in a chaotic reality, so I also have to say, like, this is a philosophical rant. To some people, they'll be like, oh, this is so out there, this is so, what are you even talking about? Well, look, I'm just saying something that I know is true, and that, if you do your research, you'll find that what I'm talking about makes just as much sense as anything else makes sense, right? So basically, I'm just chilling, and I'm just about to go to bed, because I gotta go to work tomorrow, like usual, on a fucking Sunday. And I'm just speaking some thoughts, and I thought that, like, when I'm in a more vulnerable state, so I could actually bring you some truth and not be pushed by the incentive to, like, conform and try to, like, say things that are how do I say this, like, more acceptable and more understood to people. I'm just trying to, like, break down some fucking walls and really tell you something that is what's the word, I'm trying to think of that word. I'm trying to find it. It's I'm trying to tell you something that is, like, deep. That's the word. Like, something that's deep, right? Something that's not shallow. Something that's spiritual, and something that is actually true. So I'm trying to tell you that, like, and someone will say, well, what are you even fucking talking about? You're a fucking black man. You're supposed to be, like, a normal person. What are you talking about? And I'm like, look, I'm trying to just tell you something that will implant a seed in your mind that will lead you into something that, certain thoughts and certain things that, like, maybe you just never even thought of, right? So it's like, whether I accomplish anything or not, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to impart something to you. Something that literally, if you even knew, when you've, like, literally left this earth and died, you would be in a whole different state to where now these things would be relevant to you, but they're not relevant to you now. Okay, so I'm just trying to just give something to you, right? And the shit I'm trying to tell to you is something that literally, no shit, is literally something that is even someone would say demonic, right? I'm trying to tell you something right now, and you're like, you're just a drunk fucking, I'll just say it, you're just a drunk fucking Negro telling me some shit that your drunk monkey ass is just saying because you're just drunk, and this is how drunk, crazy sounding motherfuckers talk. But look, no, I'm trying to tell you something, alright? I'm really trying to tell you something. What I'm trying to say is, a lot of people hear about these so-called cryptids, which are simply just another form of what you would call, I guess, humanoid at sometimes that lives on this planet with us. I'm trying to tell you, right? I'm trying to tell you something that will make some sense if you really take it in and really try to like expound on it, do your research, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is, we come off as human beings with a facade. You know, we live in such a primitive, though it seems technological civilization, to the point to where we don't really grasp as deeply the concept that, like, you know, you come at someone as you are. You come at someone with no, like, no walls or no masks up. And it's not that you're coming at them like in a warlike, what's the word, warlike type of like threatening demeanor or anything. It's just that you're just like existing and you're just trying to maybe do something, and for whatever reason, you know, it is received as maybe more than it is, or for, you know, it's received in a certain way. And all I'm trying to say is, you know, when you see a seemingly animalistic, natural, nude thing, you know, these dogmen, whatever you want to call them. I recently just watched a video on these beings that were, well, I don't know if they were real, but supposedly people say that like it was a hoax, and that like the government or someone in Thailand had basically tried to like hire or coerce a some type of like group that does music and costumes and stuff into saying that like they're what do you call it? They're try to coerce them somehow or whatever, or hire probably them into or maybe even bully, I don't know, into like the concept of that they put on a front and hoax something. And some people may have, I'm not saying I know, but they may have stumbled into an interaction or maybe even a ritual with some cryptids, with some actual cryptids doing a ritual, and these cryptids were like, what? I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck out of here. Just keep it moving before shit gets serious. Like, yo, keep it moving. This is what we're doing. I'm not even paying you no damn mind. I know what you are. I know what I am. Fuck out of here. Just keep going. That's what I feel like the cryptids were probably saying, if it was real. You know, the cryptids were probably like, yo, fuck out of here. Like, this is what we do. You just happen to stumble across it. We're not stopping because of you, motherfucker. We're not stopping because of you. Just keep it moving. You know, I know you're in your world or your realm or your goings on, you're gonna like make something out of this, but yo, just keep it moving. We're not even paying you no mind. We're just doing what we're doing, right? So, you know, that's how I took it when I watched this video. And I just kind of like laughed because I really realized, like, people, you know, they look at people like me and they think like, oh, you know, you're just like a nobody and you just have all these weird up in the air fucking ideas and you believe all this shit, and really all it is like you do this, you do that, you go to your job, you maybe get lucky, you maybe get wealthy, and you know, you die and blah 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 blah, you know, and in whatever weird type of logic that they have going on. But I look at like there's more to this, right? Now I will say, me as being a Satanist, there is a true rat race, if you want to call it that, to accomplish things you want in this life. And also on the same coin, there is a great reality that your fear of accomplishing things in this life may not possibly even mean shit. in layman's terms, you know, because when you pass over, there may be so much there that you realize it's so easy to get all the shit that you wanted here that it didn't mean shit that you strive so hard here. It's just here was just a simple option that you may, or fortunately or so unfortunately, were brought into because you're born into this physical reality by whatever fucking means, whether that was against your will or if you're of your own will, whatever. That's what I believe. So how I look at it is this, right? At the end of the day, you're going to learn something. Maybe you're going to probably learn something, but also on the same coin, as you're like learning something, it doesn't necessarily mean so much as the outcome of the future. And what I mean by the outcome of the future is when you get old and you fucking die. So it's kind of like, you know, you could do whatever you want while you're here, but, you know, you have an eternity, possibly, I'll say, because I don't know if there's more to it than that, but possibly you have a whole eternity to look into other things and be taught, and I really don't know, because like obviously I don't know if I've ever been there. So what I'm really trying to say is like, look, I'm just trying to give you a thought, an idea on something that you probably didn't consider or whatever, and that's really what I'm trying to do, right? So, you know, you got some weirdos out here who are like, you know, always trying to like psychoanalyze something to the fucking T. Well, if that's the case, then you're probably gonna analyze this fucking over and over, and you're gonna make your own conclusions, obviously, right? So that's all this rant is. And you're like, well, you didn't say anything. Okay, well, it depends on who's listening, who's gonna say what or something like that, right? So, obviously, to tell you the truth, I don't give a fuck if I wasted your time. This is about the YouTube algorithm, and this is me just, while I'm just passing through, just saying something for the fucking recording. Okay, that's all this shit is, so there you go. It is what it is. That's what it is. I'm cutting it short, and have a nice day.